What's something illegal that you're surprisingly good at? Not me, but my little brother. He could shoplift anything, and he never got caught. He looked like the stereotypical bookworm, which might have helped. One time he walked into a home improvement store, loaded up a cart full of power tools, and opened up a pair of snippers to cut the spider web wrapping off. Walked out about 10 minutes later with a cart full of expensive power tools as well as the snippers. Nobody ever blinked an eye. He didn't keep any of it though. He has done stuff like this many times, but has since stopped. My friends and I used to shoplift shitloads if video games and accessories and sell them to Games Top 500 retails gets you like 100 or 150. We had all the prices figured out. The best return ratio was on XP360 Wi-Fi adapters, which retailed for 80 to 100 and Games Top would pay 50. Those started getting locked up after a couple months, so we would move on to memory cards. We weren't even junkies, we just thought it was easier than working. The guys at GameStop probably knew, since 2 or 3 guys would stop by with a stack of games every single day along with a smorgasbord of gadgets. I had to have cleared 100k in retail value per year. I also never got caught. I stopped once I realized I could make way more money selling weed. I was a career criminal of the worst kind. Petty. 2 years shoplifting. 10 years selling drugs. 20 years doing drugs. I was a psychonaut and tried every single drug at least once. Every drug, even RCs like 2CI and 2CB and other Silk Road classics. 25 years of internet piracy. Also had a short stint of car shopping. Later got good at building garage guns until I realized it's legal and lost interest. I also used to go out at night with a Sharpie. I called it my level editor and changed 30 miles per hour speed limit signs to 80 and I made it look good. I would spend 10 minutes on each sign. I would also draw on the kids at place signs by adding RPGs on their shoulders. I drove drunk a lot, not a good skill to have, but I'm thankful I never crashed or got arrested. Alcohol is the most dangerous drug. Stop drinking. Oh, and we used to go to the quarry when it was closed and douse aerosol canisters with napalm and light them and run just to make the biggest explosion we could. Oven cleaner, of all things, was a winner. No one complains about explosions at a quarry. I have taken shits in a lot of places you're not allowed to. I have no criminal convictions, but I did get arrested once for disorderly conduct arising from an honest snowball fight due to a snitch looking out their window during a blizzard. I now have a family, job, house, and appear perfectly normal, unless you hear me playing Counter-Strike or talking to the cat. Theft. I'd steal all the time from ages 8 to 14. Retail stores, jewelry stores, grocery stores. I'd go to Target and Toys R Us once a week at 9 years old and steal Lego sets. I'd steal action figures and other things from friends' houses. Once I stole a puzzle from a kid's backpack while I was next to him walking out of the school for a fire drill. Never got caught. Never got noticed. I no longer do it, but it's funny to think about. Lockpicking. Not exactly illegal, but Virginia, the state I live in, has the potential to treat them as burglarious tools. Code here for reference, and in looking at your opinions, I'll always remember someone saying, "I'll let the judge figure it out." Take that as you will. I was just looking at transporting tools to a hobby meeting. Fuck that shit. So, not technically illegal, but it's basically puzzle boxes with real world application. Good example that comes in handy in an office environment for a file cabinet. Read. We lost the key. You can break a hairpin in half and use the keyway to lever and bend one half along the narrow axis with 1 to 2 mm to create a pick and 5 mm along the wide axis at 90 degrees to create a torsion wrench. You have to get off the up bits at the end of the hairpin off for it to work. However you do it. File cabinets tend to be wafer locks rather than pin and tumbler, so are easier to work with. Place pressure with the torsion wrench with the bit you bent in the direction a key would go, hence the 90-degree angle. If you don't know, and you're fucking around clockwise, and it isn't working, try counterclockwise, and for a wafer lock, you can probably wiggle the pick randomly against the wafers, and it will eventually work. Look up a diagram. if you want better odds or want to know more about how locks work, but the overall goal is to align them in the tumbler. Wafer locks tend to have very small margins, that is, very small keys, hence the wiggling strategy not being terrible. So, illegal thing I'm good at, but it's not always illegal, and frankly, not always hard to do in a way that is helpful and practical.